Hello, and welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Today we're going to play a game from our 1978 Strat-o-matic Red Sox replay. Well, it's not going to be the Red Sox today. This is a long-awaited postseason to that replay, which we finished back, I think, in August, I want to say. August or early September. So it's been a little while. I've been busy with other things as well as watching the World Series. But anyway, I figured this would be a good time to pick it up now with the postseason World Series going on right now with the Red Sox in it. Unfortunately, the Red Sox did not make it here. The Yankees beat them out as they did in the actual season. There wasn't a one-game playoff. I can't recall offhand how many games the Red Sox won, but I know they finished a couple of games behind the Yankees, although it was pretty close still. But anyway, the Yankees defeated the Royals and swept the Royals actually in 3 games in our playoff, which we played right after the season. I was playing a little bit of the Dodgers 1978 National League season because they had a chance to get quite a bit over 100 wins. They actually finished, I played a few, but then I guess I got a little bored with it, being as the Dodgers were not my team, and especially when the Red Sox was looking like they were going to play the Dodgers. I didn't want to play that anymore. So anyway, I pretty much simmed the rest of the season, and the Dodgers ended up winning 104 games. Still a very good season. So they are the favorite, I guess you could say, coming into this into the series with 104 wins on the season, at least for the National League anyway. And they did actually play in the World Series against the Yankees in 1978. Philadelphia is the other team that made it in real life, and they actually made it in the playoffs here. After this game, I'll show you the standings from the end of the season, just to show you everything there, and the American League finished standings once again too, if you haven't seen that in a little while. But anyway, so I'm going to start a new best of 5 series here. In the reality, the Los Angeles beat Philadelphia 3-1. And back then, it wasn't the team with the best record or the team with the, the All-Star game didn't determine who got home field advantage, in the World Series anyway. But anyway, in the playoffs here, the Philadelphia Phillies, even though they had the record was not as good as the Dodgers, ended up getting the home field advantage. I think it was. I think it went back then. It went 2-2-1. I think it was 2 games in one of the cities, and then 2 games in the other city, and then finally the last game in the city that started the series. I think that's how it went. But anyway, it may have gone 1-1-1. I'll have to take a look at that later on here. Actually, let me take a look at it right now while I see if I can figure this out. Since this series went 4. Yeah, it looked like the first 2 games were in Philadelphia. Then it was the next 2 games in Los Angeles. So I imagine the 3rd game would have been in Philadelphia after that, if it would have gone the 5 games. But it ended in 4. But anyway, we have the same pitching matchup and the same lineups from the actual game from 1970, October 4th. So without further ado, let's play ball here. I'm going to play as the home team. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to play as the home team throughout the series. We'll see. I'm at least going to do it for the first 2 games. I'll play as Philadelphia, and I may just continue with Philadelphia, or I may play the home team in whatever it is. But I think I may just play as Philadelphia, as I was playing against Kansas City in the last series against the Yankees. Unfortunately, they were swept. But anyway, we'll see how the series goes, and without further ado, I got Mr. Brody as my co-host here with purple. He's got Purple Monkey and blue. Looks like Blue Penguin there with Blue Duck in the background, snuggling up all in one seat here. You have an extra seat, guys. You can spread it out a little bit. But anyway, without further ado, let's get this game underway.
Welcome to the stadium for today's ball game.
Alrighty, and the Philadelphia Phillies are managed by Danny Ozark, and of course the Los Angeles Dodgers managed by Tommy Lasorda. Anyway, Larry Christenson is on the hill for the Philadelphia Phillies. Comes in with a record of 13-14 on the actual season, with a 3.24 earned run average, 228 innings pitched, 209 hits allowed, 47 walks, 131 strikeouts, and 116 homers. The Dodger lineup against him is going to be Davey Lopes from, I believe, East Providence, Rhode Island. Will play second and bat first, followed by the shortstop Bill Russell. Reggie Smith, the former Red Sox on the Impossible Dream season, is the right fielder batting third. Batting cleanup is Steve Garvey, the first baseman. Ron Say is your third baseman batting fifth. Dusty Baker, the future manager, will bat sixth and play left. Rick Monday, the center fielder, hits seventh. Steve Yeager is behind the plate batting eighth. And Burt Hooten on the mound will bat ninth. So that's the lineup for the Dodgers against Christenson. The outfield for the Philadelphia Phillies here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia is going to be Luzinski in left, Maddox in center, and McBride in right. Luzinski below average range, Maddox excellent range in center, and McBride above average range in right. Maddox with the best arm in center, above average. Luzinski average in left, and McBride below average in right. McBride very short-handed in right. Is the best, has the best glove. In the infield, it's going to be it's going to be Schmidt, Boa, Sizemore, and Hebner. As Miss Maggs is joining us too. So he wants to get in on the action. Schmidt very short-handed at third, although he will commit a decent amount of errors. Boa excellent range at shortstop. Sizemore and Hebner on the right side of the infield at both just average. Behind the plate is the short-handed good range catcher Bob Boone with an excellent throwing arm behind the plate and a low error rating. Christenson on the hill commits quite a few errors and has average range and is average at holding runners on. Mr. Brody is up and stretching there. All right, so that is your defense behind Christenson. So the corners are going to play in against Davey Lopes, who leads off. He has been known to drop a bunt. So the infield corners will play in. So without further ado, let's get Game 1 of the National League Championship Series underway. So it's going to be off the 4 column for Christenson. And Lopes will go down swing. And that's how we'll begin the series. So next up is Bill Russell. Bill Russell hitting .286, 3 homers and 46 runs batted. Davey Lopes, as we forgot to say, is a .278 hitter with 17 homers, 58 runs batted in. And again, I do not have the actual stats from the season, but we'll check those out after Game 1 here. So Bill Russell up now. Russell steps into the box. Christenson looks in for the sign from Boone. Corners are again playing in against Russell. And it's going to be off the 5 column. And that is going to be hit into over the head of Maddox. It's going to go all the way to wall. It's going to bounce around a little bit. Russell rounds second, headed to third, and he'll be slide in safely with a 1-out triple. So Bill Russell triples off of Christenson. And the Dodgers are in business early. So Reggie Smith up now. Reggie Smith, .295 with 29 homers, 93 runs batted in, and 78. Christenson looks in for the sign from Boone, looks at the runner, kicks and delivers. Oh, and it looks like Smith is going to get a pitch to hit here. And Smith is going to hit this one back, and gone. So Reggie Smith puts the Dodgers on the board, 2-0. No doubter there, to the deepest part of the field. So 2-0 LA. So that'll bring up Steve Garvey, the first baseman. .316 hitter, 21 homers, 113 runs batted in. So that quieted the Philadelphia faithful here. It's going to be off the 5 column of Christenson. And that's going to be a base hit, so Christenson getting hit harder here early on. So Hebner, the first baseman, will hold on to Garvey at first. Garvey is somewhat of a threat to steal. Ron Say up now, the right-handed third baseman, hit 270 with 23 homers. And again, this is an error here. I think it's 84 RBIs, I believe. That is an error in the... I think it's just a cosmetic error as the stats seem to play out all right. So, anyway, Ray Say steps into the box. Christenson looks in for the sign from Boone. Looks at the runner. Here's the delivery. And it's going to be off the 1 column. And that is going to be a base hit up the middle. So he found the hit on that column there. Not much else going on there. So that is going to... Garvey will stop at second. So first and second with a 1 down. Dodgers already up 2-0. Looking for more. Dusty Baker up now. Baker hit 262 with 11 homers. 66 runs batted in. Here's the windup in the pitch. Going to be off the 1 column. And that's going to be a line out to Schmidt. Stabs it for out number 2. So that'll bring up the veteran Rick Monday. 254 hitter. 19 homers. 57 runs batted in. And time is called by the umpire. Christian upset. And he's been called for a balk. So runners will move up. So Christian is having a rough first inning here. Garvey to third, Say to second. So a single could plate 2 here. And it looks like we're going to go off the 5 column. And Monday strikes out swing. But the Dodgers do plate 2 on the 2-run shot by Reggie Smith and go up 2-0. So Burt Hooten on the hill is getting an early lead here. Hooten 19 and 10 in 1978 with a 2.71 earned run average. 236 innings pitched, 196 hits allowed, 61 walks, 104 strikeouts, and has surrendered 17 homers. So Bake McBride will lead it off. He'll be in play right. Larry Bowa, the shortstop, will bat second. Gary Maddox, the center fielder, bats third, followed by the Bull, Greg Luzinski, batting cleanup and playing left. Richie Hebner, the first baseman, hits 5th. Mike Schmidt, the third baseman, bats 6th. Bob Boone, behind the plate, will hit 7th, followed by Ted Sizemore, the second baseman. And Christenson hits 9th. So the defense behind Hooten is going to be Baker in left, Monday in center, Smith in right, all average range. All very short-handed, except for Smith, who's somewhat error-prone. Smith with the best arm in right. Monday with above-average arm in center. And Baker also with an above-average arm in left. So a very good outfield overall for the Dodgers. The infield is going to be Say, Russell, Lopes, and Garvey. Also an excellent infield, especially on the right side of the infield. Kind of the opposite of Philadelphia. So Lopes and Garvey extremely short-handed. Lopes will commit a few errors. Russell at shortstop is error-prone with an average range. And Ron Say at third is average range and somewhat error-prone. Behind the plate, Steve Yeager, excellent, just like Larry Bowa. So both catchers able to throw out runners on a regular basis. And very good, excellent range and low error rating. Burt Hooten on the hill has an average range, low error rating, and not very good at holding runners on. So look for Philadelphia to try to run early.
Peanuts, get your peanuts here.
So McBride's hit 269, 10 homers, 49 runs batted in, steps to the plate. Philadelphia down by 2 already. Who looks in for the sign from Yeager? Is a windup in the pitch. 6 column. And that's going to be a fly ball to right. Smith is there. He calls for it and makes the catch. So that'll bring up Larry Bowa, the shortstop. 294 hitter, 3 homers, 43 runs batted in. Say and Garvey in on the ground, in on the turf. And Bowa's going to get a pitch to hit here. And he'll line a base hit past Garvey. playing in. He cut down on his range there. So a 1-out base runner for the Phillies brings up Gary Maddox. 288 hitter with 11 homers, 68 runs batted in. I believe the Phillies won 92 games, I want to say, in the replay here. I believe that was it. I think they were 92 and 70. It's either 92 and 70 or 90 and 72. I can't remember which, but I think it was 92. But again, we'll check that afterwards. So it's going to be off the 3 column of Maddox. And that's going to be hit to Russell. Flips the Lopes for 1, back to first, and they turn 2. So after 1 full, it's the Dodgers 2 and the Phillies nothing. So it'll be Yeager, Hooten, and then the top of the order, Lopes against Christenson. Here in the top of the second. Yeager, known more for his defense, only hit 193 with 4 homers and 23 runs batted in 228 at-bats. Christensen looks in for the sign. There's the windup in the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to Bauer at short. Up with it, over to Hebner for out number 1. So that'll bring up Hooten. Hooten, 149 hitter in 67 at-bats with 2 runs batted in. And he looks like he's going to get one to hit here. And he's going to ground this one to Bauer. Bauer gets to it. And we got a rare play here. Let's see what that is. And nothing rare about that. Sometimes it's not. So Hooten grounds out to Bauer for out number 2. That'll be at top of the order, Lopes. 0 for 1 so far today. Again, Schmidt and Hebner in on the turf. And he lines out to Schmidt for out number 3. So the Dodgers go in order in the second. So after 1.5, it remains 2-0 LA. So the Bull, Greg Luzinski, to be Luzinski, Hebner, and Schmidt up against Hooten here in the second. Luzinski hit 265 with 35 homers and 101 runs batted in. It's going to be out the 6th column. And it'll be a sharp liner to Russell. Spears it for out number 1. Richie Hebner, the first baseman. Hebner will be platooning with Jose Cardinal in this series. Hebner will go against righties and Cardinal against lefties. So Hebner hit 283, 17 homers and 71 runs batted in. Be off the 5 column. And he's going to get a hold of one here. This one's going, and gone. So Richie Hebner puts the Philadelphia Phillies on the board, and it's 2-1 LA. Cuts the deficit in half. So 2-1 now, and the dangerous Mike Schmidt up now. Hit just 251 with 21 homers and 78 runs batted in 78. So an off year for Schmidt. It's off the 1 column. And he'll strike out swing for out number 2. So 2 down now. For Bob Boone, the catcher hit 283 with 12 homers and 62 runs batted in. Off the 2 column. And he'll draw the 2-out walk. So that'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Ted Sizemore. Second baseman, 219 hitter with 25 runs batted in. And Sizemore will get one to hit here. And that's going to be a base hit past the dive of Say. We're going to hold him. He's already in scoring position. So Boone will hold at second, so it'll put the tying run in scoring position for Christenson. Christenson just an .075 hitter in 67 at-bats. And Christian's going to get one to hit here, see if he can help his own cause. And he'll pop up to the shortstop Russell, calls for it, and makes the catch. But Philadelphia does get a run on the solo shot by Richie Hebner. And it's 2-1 LA as we head to the 3rd. So Bill Russell comes to the plate now. It'll be Russell, Smith, and Garvey against Christenson. Christenson had a 1-2-3 inning. Seemed to have settled down after a rough first inning. So Russell tripled and came around the score on the Reggie Smith 2-run bomb. So we have the 2 column, and that is going to be a liner to Boa. Snow cones it for out number 1. So Reggie Smith up now. Like we said earlier, he had a 2-run home run his first at bat. It's off the 6th column. And that's going to be a line out to Sizemore. Makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down in the LA third. It'll bring up Steve Garvey. Garvey singled his first at bat. And he'll ground one to Schmidt. He's up with it over to first. And that'll do it. So the Dodgers go in order in the top of the third. And it remains 2-1 LA as we head to the home half of the third. So Hooten back on the hill. 41 pitches through the first 2 innings. He'll face the top of the order, McBride, Boa, and Maddox. Everybody gets on the Bo Lazinski. McBride flew out in his first at-bat. It's going to be a range play on Yeager. And it's going to be a pop-up, it looks like. Yeager calls for it. And makes the catch in fair territory for out number 1. Larry Bow up to the plate now, singled in his first at-bat. Say and Garvey in on the turf. Pops this one up. Garvey calls for it and makes a catch for out number 2. So that'll bring up Maddox, who grounded into a double play his first at-bat. And he'll ground out the third. Say up with it. Long throw to Garvey for out number 3. So the Phillies also go in order. So after 3 full, the Phillies trail by 1. So Ron Say on the top of the 4th here. Say singled in his first at bat. And he'll draw the 3-2 walk. So the leadoff runner is on for the Dodgers. And we have Dusty Baker lined out in his first at bat. Christian looks in for the sign. Corners are playing in. Here's the windup and the pitch off the 1 column. And that is just past the dive of Hebner into right field. And I think we're going to hold on to it, keep the double play in order. So it'll put runners at the corners as Say moves to third. So runners at the corners, infield playing in. Phillies don't want to get behind by any more. I want to try to keep it a 1-run game. Monday up to the plate now. A strikeout victim his first time up. And it looks like Baker is going to try to steal here. I'm going to throw for him. And gunned away. So Boone, with a cannon, is able to throw at Baker trying to steal. Say Poltz put at third. So both catches, as we said earlier, have cannons for arms, and it showed it there. So Monday up to the plate now. Strikeout victim his first time up. Well, actually still up to the plate. And that's going to be a fly ball to center. Maddox has it sized up. He's going to get ready to throw. And looks like it's deep enough, and the throw is late. And Say comes in to score the 3rd Dodger run. So 2 down now. 1 run in for Steve Yeager. Grounded out his first time up. And he'll draw a 2-out walk. Yeager not a threat to steal, although Hebner will hold him on. That'll bring up Hooten, who grounded out his first at-bat. And he takes a called 3rd strike. Oh, looks like he went too far on the check swing. But the Dodgers add to their lead, and it's now 3-2. 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. So the Bull Lazinski will lead it off. He lined out his first time up. And he'll fly out to left. Actually, oh, that's going to go into the stands there. And now he'll line out to Say. So that first one was just foul, missed it by a couple of feet. So Hebner will put the Phillies on the board with a solo shot, his first time up. Comes to the plate now. This time off Hooten's card. It's going to be a ground ball to Lopes. He'll get to it. And make the flip over to Garvey for out number 2. So it'll be at Mike Schmidt, a strikeout victim, his first time up. And he gets a pitch dead here. But grounds it straight to Hooten, picks it up and flips it to Hebner. And that'll do it for the Phillies in the 4th. So we head to the 5th with the Phillies down by 2. Lopes up to the plate now. He's 0 for 2 today. Make that 0 for 3 as he strikes out. So 4th K of the day for Christenson. So that'll bring up Bill Russell. Tripled and came around the score on the Dusty Baker 2-run shot. And lined out in the 3rd. He'll get a hold of one here again. And he'll line a single past Schmidt. And Zielinski throws it back in to Boa at second. Holding Russell to a single. So Hebner holding Russell on. 1 on and 1 out. Brings up Reggie Smith here as 1 for 2. And Christian steps off the rubber as it looked like Russell might be going. Here's the windup in the pitch. And that is going to be a ground ball to Sizemore. Flips to the Boa for 1. Back to first. And they turn 2 to end the inning. So halfway home, it's Los Angeles Dodgers 3 and the Philadelphia Phillies 1. So Hooten back on the hill with a 2-run lead. Bob Boone walked his first time up. And he'll ground this one to Lopes. He'll get to it. Very, very nice play getting to that one. Not many second basemen would have gotten to that one. And he's able to go a strong throw to Garvey and beat him by a step. So 1 down now for Ted Sizemore, singled in his first at-bat. And he'll single again, this time up the middle. So Sizemore's on with a 1-out single. And it'll bring up Christenson. With 1 down, and I think we're going to have him... bunt. So Say and Garvey playing in, which is not a great bunter. Fielded by Garvey, throws the first, and he's able to get it done. So Sizemore moves into scoring position from McBride, who's 0 for 2 on the day. It's going to be off the 6th column. And that's a fly ball to right. Smith has it lined up, and he'll make the catch. So Philadelphia cannot get any closer, and after 5 full, they trail it by a score of 3-1. So top of the 6th now, it'll be Garvey, Say, and Baker. Against Christensen, who's definitely settled down since that first inning. Has given up 1 other run, but has kept his team in it. And that's going to be a fly ball to center. Maddox with excellent range. He'll get to it. Oh, but he'll drop it. I don't know what happened there. Looks like he lost it for a second. Lost it in the lights. So Garvey will end up at second with a 2-base error on Maddox. So a chance for the Dodgers to capitalize on the error. Brings up Say, who singled in the first and walked in the 4th. And he finds the single straight up the middle. And they're going to hold Garvey at third with nobody out. So I'll put runners at the corners with nobody out. Infield's playing in against Baker, who's 1 for 2 with a single. And this one's grounded to third. He flips the second for 1. Back to first. Actually, the only play was the first, sorry. So he throws to first, as the infield was playing in, so the only play would be to first. As the Garvey holds at third, and Say moves up to second. So runners on second and third with one down from Monday. Who had a sacrifice fly back in the fourth. 0 for 1 officially. And this is the ground ball to Hebner. Ooh, and it's going to get past him. And now a plate at least one. Let's see if they're going to send Say. And Say comes around and scores. So a 2-run single for Rick Monday. Adds to the Dodger lead now 5-1. And the score of the actual game. Take a look at that. Let me get a chance here. I know the Dodgers did win this game. Anyway, that'll bring up Steve Yeager now. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And that's going to be another range check on Hebner. This time he'll get to it. So it's a 2nd for 1. Back to first, not in time. So they do get the lead runner. For some reason I can't get my... Let's see here. Can't get my baseball reference to work here. Get a little lock up here or something. Anyway, that's strange. See if I can go do it this way. There we go. Alright, somehow reason my back button was not working. So we'll just reload everything. Alright, so in the first game here, the Dodgers won by a score of 9-5. So Hooten up now with 2 outs and a runner on first. 0 for 2 on the day. And he strikes out for the 2nd time. But Los Angeles plates 2 more runs on the 2-run single by Rick Monday, and it's a 5-1 game now as we head to the bottom of the 6th. So Boa, who's 1 for 2, comes to the plate now. Single back in the first. And he'll single again. So leadoff runner is on for the Phillies. And bring up Maddox, 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. And that one's going to be hitting over the head of Monday. That's going to roll around a bit. They're going to send Boa home. And he'll score all the way from first. And Maddox ends up at third with an RBI triple. So 5-2 now. So they get 1 back so far. Still nobody out for the Bull. He's lined out twice today. And that one's going to be a range check on Monday. Monday average range. Looks like he'll get to it. And we got a rare play coming up here. Maddox is tagging, and he'll beat the throw. Wait, they're going to have an appeal. And the ump calls Maddox out. He argues, but to no avail. Oh, on the appeal. So apparently he left too early. So a big blunder there by Maddox. And he is called out for leaving too early. As Danny Ozark comes and argues for a moment, but to no avail, goes back to the dugout. No replay back then. So you have to go with the call. So 2 outs now with the bases empty, so that could prove costly there, as that would have been put the Phillies to within 2. So Hebner, homer in his first at-bat, comes to the plate. And, oh, just misses it, and Maddox Smith will make the catch up against the wall. Looks like about a foot short of a homer there. And if there would have been a runner on, I mean, if Maddox would have held at third or waited a second and left on time, this could have been a 5-4 game now. But instead, it's just a long out, and that will end the inning. So, but the Phillies do get 1, and it's now a 5-2 game as we head to the 7th. So Christian probably going to be his last inning. There is action in the Philly bullpen. See if we can get a word on who's up there. Looks like Brewster and Warren Brewster and Raleigh Eastwork are loosening up. So Lopes up to the plate now. Lopes struck out twice in 3 appearances against Christenson, 0 for 3 on the day. And this time he'll draw the walk as the corners are playing in. So Lopes will be held at first. So Russell up now. He's tripled back in the first and singled in the 5th. And it looks like Lopes is going to go for it. Boone's already thrown out 1 runner so far. And this time Lopes is able to get in ahead of the tag on the head first slide. So that'll put a runner in scoring position with nobody out. So the pitching coach is going to come out and talk to Christenson. Goes back into the dugout. Goes in for the sign. Kicks and delivers. Corners playing in. And that's going to be a ground ball to Sizemore. He'll get to it. And play is to first as Lopes moves into third. So a fly ball could get him home now. That'll bring up Reggie Smith, who hit a 2-run shot back in the first. 1 for 3 on the day. Pops this one out. This won't get it done. And Boa makes the catch as Lopes has the hold. So Steve Garvey up now. 1 for 3 on the day. Reached on an error also in the 6th by Maddox. Garvey gets one to hit here, though. And Garvey's going to give this one a ride. This one's going, and Maddox can just watch it go bye-bye. So another 2-run shot. And the Los Angeles Dodgers open up their lead now 7-2. And that is going to be it for Christenson. As that pretty much silenced the Philadelphia crowd on that one. So it looks like we're going to have, let's see who we're going to have come in here. So who do we have coming up here? We have, looks like we have a couple of righties coming up. So we'll bring in Brewster here. So Warren Brewster is coming in. Christenson's day is done. He'll be charged with 7 runs. I believe all of them were earned. Christenson, sorry. Actually, possibly not. There was an error by Maddox, so maybe 1 or 2 of them is not earned. But anyway, regardless, Brewster comes in and Christenson's day is done. So Brewster comes in, 6-3 on the season with 2.33 earned run average, 89 innings pitched, 74 hits allowed, 30 walks, 60 strikeouts. He'll face Say as his first batter. And Say's going to get one to hit here. And Say will line one out to Schmidt to end the inning. With the Dodgers tack on 2 more runs on the 2-run shot by Garvey. And it's now 7-2 in 7th inning stretch time. So let's check out the trivia question. Brought to you by Mr. Brody, Miss Mags, Purple Dinosaur, Purple Monkey. I'm sorry, Purple Monkey, Blue Duck, and Blue Penguin. I guess we don't have a question here. So I do not see a question here. So I don't know, because I created this, it doesn't give me one or what. But unfortunately, Mr. Brody, they dropped the ball. Looks like they don't have a question. Trivia question: who won the 2018 World Series? And the answer is nine. So the answer is nothing, as nobody has won it yet. The Red Sox are up 3-1, and it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait a second. Billion, 900 trillion. No, actually, that's not true, because you have the 088 there. So it looks like we have an error, programming error on that. So sauntering up to the plate is wait a second. I don't even know what's going on here. Anyway. So we head to the bottom of the 7th here. Time running out for the Phillies. Now down by 5. Mike Schmidt will lead it off. Hooten cruising on cruise control now. Although his pitch count is starting to get up there. So Schmidt 0 for 2 on the day. Make that 0 for 3 as he strikes out for the second time. So that'll bring up Boone, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. And it'll be a fly ball to center. Monday's there and makes the catch. So 2 quick outs here in the 7th. Brings up Sizemore. He's got a pair of singles on the day. And this one is a pop-up. Here calls for it and makes the catch to end the inning. So the Phillies go 1-2-3 in the 7th, and we head to the 8th with the score of the Dodgers 7 and the Phillies 2. So Brewster back out on the hill for his second inning of relief. He'll face Baker Monday and Yeager. 1 for 3 on the day is Baker. Grounds this one, the bow at short, up with it over to Hebner for out number 1. So Monday up now. It's a fly ball to center. Monday is hit a 2-run single his last time up. 3 RBIs on the day, and he'll fly out to Maddox in center for out number 2. So to bring up Yeager, 0 for 2 with a walk. He gets his second walk of the day. And it looks like Hooten's going to hit for himself, so he'll stay in the game next inning. And he lines out to first to end the inning. So we head to the home half of the 8th. Just 6 more outs needed by the Dodgers to secure game number 1 of the NLCS 1978 NLCS. And Brewster will be pinch hit for here, of course. And let's see, who are we going to pinch hit for? Gonzalez, McGarver, and Martin. Or possibly Jose Cardinal. Let's see here. McCarver. Oh, that's funny. They do have McCarver stats in here. I think they have all the guys' stats in here. So I probably could look at this right here to find out their averages so far this year. So I'm surprised it doesn't show up here, but it does show up in here, though. All right, so McCarver. Let's see. It's a righty. Yeah, I think we're going to go with McCarver. Yeah, not Gonzalez. McCarver is probably our best bet. He hit 345, 358, even better in the replay. So we're gonna bring in McCarver to hit for Brewster. All right, so Tim McCarver, who was on the 1967 St. Louis Cardinals championship, World Series champion, who defeated the Red Sox 4-3 in '67. And McCarver steps to the plate. It's off the 5 column. And that's going to be a base hit up the middle. So McCarver is on. And he'll be pinch run for. So McCarver is able to get on base. I think we're going to go out. He's definitely the better. So Bill North is going to come on to okay. Where is McCarver? Oops, wrong team. Never mind on that one. We hit the wrong team there. Here we go. No, it's not going to be Martin. He's the first baseman. How about Gonzalez? He's not much of a runner, though, either. Lonnie Smith? Yeah, Lonnie Smith. Lonnie Smith will come on the pinch run for McCarver. McCarver, Smith, much better speed. Alright, so leadoff runner is on. After the base hit by McCarver. McBride up now. He's 0 for 3 on the day so far. Garvey holding him on. And that's a ground ball to second. Only play is the first. You won't get the Speedy Smith. So fielder's choice, and Smith was in the scoring position with 1 down now. Bo up now. He's got a pair of singles on the day. Flies this one in the center. Monday has it sized up and makes the catch for out number 2. So Maddox up now. He had an RBI triple back in the 6th. 1 for 3 on the day. And grounds this one weakly to short. Russell up with it over to Garvey. And that will do it. So Philadelphia down to the last 3 outs. And let's see here. Alright, so who are we going to bring in for the pitcher now? Raleigh Eastwick. Yeah, we'll bring in Raleigh Eastwick. So Eastwick comes on the pitch now. 2-1 record with a 4.02 earned run average in 78. 40 innings pitched, 31 hits allowed, 18 walks, 14 strikeouts, and has surrendered 5 homers. So Lopes will lead it off. Corners will play in. That's going to be a fly ball to center. Maddox has it sized up for out number 3. So 1 gone in the 9th. Out number 1. 1 gone in the 9th. Brings up Bill Russell. He's 2 for 4 on the day. Pops this one up. Pitch. Eastwood calls for it and makes the catch. So that'll be up Reggie Smith. Homered back in the 1st. 1 for 4 on the day. 2 runs batted in. Gets 1 to hit here. And Reggie Smith is going to go yard straight down the right field line and gone. So Reggie Smith hits his 2nd home run of the day. And it's now 8-2 Los Angeles. So Reggie Smith making his bid to increase his case for player of the game. Although I think we may give it to Burt Hooten here. Especially if he comes out for the 9th. So Steve Garvey up now. He had a 2-run home run back in the 7th. Also singled back in the 1st, 2 for 4. Pops this one up to Sizemore. He calls for it. And that'll do it. So. I think we're going to bring in. Yeah, he's got his pitch count is very high here. We'll try it out. Let's see if he can close it out here. So Luzinski up now, 0 for 3 on the day. He was out on the appeal. Oh, that was the for the Maddox tagging out, robbing Luzinski of a sack of RBI. And that'll be a fly ball to center. So again, Luzinski flies out for out number 1. Hebner up now. Hebner homered back in the 2nd. Solo shot, 1 for 3 on the day. Grounds this one to Lopes for out number 2. And Phillies down to the last out. Now Mike Schmidt. He's 0 for 3. And this will be a ground ball to Russell. He should be able to handle this one. He'll get to it. And fires over to first. And the Los Angeles Dodgers take game 1 rather easily by a score of 8-2 as Burt Hooten pitches a complete game. I don't know if I can save this. So, all right. Save everything here. All right. So we'll show everything. So the Los Angeles Dodgers win rather easily. And again, we're just going to be playing games individually here. So we'll keep track of these via the videos. So Christenson Hooten gets the win. Pitches a complete game, allowing 7 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Wasn't dominating, but got the job done. Christenson takes the loss. Pitches just 6 and 2/3 inning. Well, pitches 6 and 2/3 inning, allowing 9 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, 2 homers. Brewster came in and pitched 1 1/3 scoreless innings, allowing a walk. And Raleigh Eastwick pitches the final inning, allowing a run, a solo shot to Reggie Smith, his second home run of the day. So for the Dodgers, Davey Lopes was 0 for 4 with a run scored. Bill Russell, 2 for 5 with a run scored. Reggie Smith, 2 for 5 with 2 home runs, 2-run homer in the first, and a solo shot in the 9th. So Reggie Smith providing bookends to the Dodger scoring. Steve Garvey was 2 for 5 with a homer and 2 runs scored, 2-run shot. Ron Say 2 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. Dusty Baker 1 for 4. Rick Monday was 1 for 3 with 3 runs batted in. Steve Yeager 0 for 2, and Burt Hooten was 0 for 4 at the plate. So I think we're definitely going to give Burt Hooten the player of the game with the complete game victory there, allowing just 2 runs. Bake McBride 0 for 4. Larry Boa was 2 for 4 with a run scored. Gary Maddox was 1 for 4 with an RBI. Richie Lazinski 0 for 4. Hebner was 1 for 4 with a solo homer. Mike Schmidt 0 for 4. Bob Boone was 0 for 2 officially. I think he walked twice. Ted Sizemore was 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. Christenson 0 for 1. Rooster did not get a plate appearance. Tim McCarver was 1 for 1. He had a pinch hit single. Lonnie Smith came in as a pinch runner, did not get in at bat, and Raleigh Eastwick did not get in at bat. So that is going to be it as the Philadelphia Phillies fall to the Los Angeles Dodgers by a score of 8-2. See, we're going to save it here. So we'll call this LA Philly. 1978. Game 1. I think that'll save it there. We'll call it box. Can I not save it? Oh, that's for printing it. Let's try it again. Oh, there it is. It saved it right here. Okay. Alrighty. So that is game 1 of the 1978 NLCS. And we'll be back with game 2. And we'll be back game 2, and we're going to have, let's see who pitched in game 2 here. Looks like it's going to be Tommy John. So can we have Tommy John pitch? We cannot. He's tired for some reason. I don't know why, but in this, so we can't have Tommy John pitch in this. I think we may, though. I think we may just exit out of this and just play each game individually, and so we can have Tommy John pitch and do the actual pitching matchups. I think we will anyway. If not, we'll go with this matchup, Doug Rao against, and we can't have Christenson start. He just, see, I don't know why they're not letting me. I don't know why they have Christenson starting here. That doesn't make any sense. Interesting. Here we go, days off. Let's try this. Yeah, we don't need the rest status. So now we can do it. There we go. So now we can go with Tommy John. And we'll go with Tommy John against... Let's see who actually pitched in this game. I think it was Dick Ruthven. Yeah, Dick Ruthven. So we'll have Dick Ruthven. Yeah, we'll have him start. And we may change the lineup, so take a look at the lineups here in the actual game. And maybe change it around a little bit. Yeah, it looks like they had Mike Schmidt leading off against the lefties here. They had their special lineup against lefties. So we'll probably go with that. So anyway, thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming with Game 1 of the NLCS, with the Dodgers taking Game 1 as we play the second game in Philadelphia. And this will be from October 5th. All right. So take care, God bless, and we'll see you in Game 2. Bye-bye now.